What up, players? Welcome back to Just for Fun. This is Matt here again. We're going to take a look at a standard brew today. Some draft cards coming together to make a deck. What we have here is Black White Warriors. Okay. Here's what I came up with. Just early aggression. My kind of deck. I mean, it's got a theme, which is always fun. I love tribal decks. I mean, I wish they put more into that. I mean, a lot of the time, there's big payoffs, but they're linear and they're easy to disrupt. Like Merfolk, for example, in Modern and Legacy, it's fun. It's a great idea, and Slivers also can be a big, powerful plan, but it's easy to disrupt with removal, especially sweepers. Right now, there's not too much in the way of sweepers except for that blue black deck, but that deck is mad slow. So we can beat that deck. So let me tell you about some of the choices here. First of all, I love this card. This is my favorite card in cons. I'm an aggro fan. Gravecrawler was one of my favorite cards. Carnophage and black cards. Two power black one drops are all in my favorite list here. So this guy's great. He comes back again and again. He's great for triggering raid because you can attack with him and you don't care if he dies. Um, he can trigger his own raid, so you can attack with him and then return him, without having to had attacked or wait a turn. You can do it the same turn, which is really nice. Um, so he's great. Uh, this guy kind of sucks, but he's a warrior, and he's good against green decks. I wish he was like he came with Death Touch on his own, or he kind of sucks. But art is cool anyway. Um, this guy we split the one drops two and two. Um, this guy is not a warrior, but he makes warriors, which I think is weird. It should be a soldier that makes soldiers or a warrior that makes warriors. That does not make any sense at all. Um, he would be so much better if he was a warrior, but still really good. He grows, he makes chump blockers. If you get in a racing situation, he's kind of helpful in creating the chump blockers, so that's good. Um, this is just a dude. This is probably one of the worst cards in the deck because we don't have things to trigger heroic or anything. He's just a dude. Um, Ulcerate, I love. Great tempo card. Get rid of a, three toughness guy, or if you're attacking in with one of your dudes, trading up, or using this to eat a dude is very big tempo for just one mana. I love this card. It's great. Um, Seeker, we've seen the power of Seeker in Jeskai. Uh, he's just unassumingly good, just way better than he looks, kind of dude. And in this deck, the life gain is very nice, offsetting the ulcerate and helping you race, which you tend to just get in a lot of racing situations. Um, Suspension Field is in here because of Courser and Rhino. So this is our weapon against them for 2 mana. Get rid of them at least. Even if they remove this and the creatures come back into play, we've removed them as a blocker for a turn or two, which is enough. Skull Hunter, I love me a Ravenous Rat, and this guy is like a big bad Ravenous Rat. So I like him. He looks badass though. He seems like he should be tougher than 2/1. But based on the art, so flavor fail there. But he's really good. Um, Also, like I don't understand how this guy is white. I know he's just a warrior, or whatever, but he just it doesn't feel like a white card. Anyway, um, Chief, Chief of the Edge, Chief of the Scale. Love these two cards. Um, Love how the art is all sort of in value contrast, so it makes sense with the black white. They're both good. I just did a 3-3 split just to keep it easy on the mana. I mean, I could see putting more of them, but I just like having a mix of all the different guys. It's too much fun. There are too many fun cards to take out that many. Um, Banishing Light just as a catch-all kind of just in case card. There are some cards that we just, have a real hard time with, like Keranos or Keranos, whatever the red blue god is impossible to be without something like this. So, yeah, there's lots of cards just in case. It's never bad. It's always okay. Horde Chief, I love Army in a Can. He's pretty good too. Um, let's see, and Mogus Marauder, he's just here as to break through a stalemate, just as a one of. He's not a warrior, but he can make some intimidation factor get in there. Um, he's wearing a Minotaur. He's kind of creepy, right? Like, doesn't he seem like he took too much acid at Burning Man or something like that? Aetherios, this card I loved since I saw it previewed. I figured Sam Black would make some kind of deck with it. It didn't materialize. Some kind of new standard aristocrats type thing. He's awesome. I would have more of them if I had more tickets. Whenever I play him and I have creatures on the board, I feel like I'm going to win, because it allows you to sort of throw your guys away, which in this deck is very helpful for triggering raid. Your guys are also cheap. You can replay them in the late game. Also, because of the Chiefs, it's very common to have enough devotion for him to be a creature, which is nice too. 5/4 indestructible. Rounding out the deck, one of Horde Made. He's pretty good. I like getting back a dude, some value. He's just a value card. And Other End, another catch-all removal spell. Paying an extra mana to be instance BA, kind of worth it. A lot of people don't expect this one to be coming, so it's kind of cool that way. I did build a little bit of a sideboard. Obviously, this could be better. Oh yeah, mana base. So I don't believe in expensive dual lands. So that's out there. Okay. The deck doesn't have a single card with a double white or a double black except Bile Blight in the sideboard. You're never going to have trouble, even if you just played basics. So I happen to have Urborgs for a legacy deck that I have, so I threw them in there, just a couple, and Scoured Barrens. These are practically free. Common dual lands are fine in my book, and they might give you a little extra value in a race situation, but yeah, the mana's fine. You don't need to go cuckoo with mana in every deck. It's too much. Um, Sideboard, I just kind of threw this together. This is for burn type decks. Um, this is for enchantment related problems. Glare of Heresy is just kind of a good, you just kind of upgrade your removal a little bit. Like I might sub this in for Utter End or something if I know I'm playing against a white deck. Dark Betrayal, same kind of scenario. Uh, Despise, I threw in here. I wasn't sure if and when I'm going to use it, but it seems like a good card. So, Drown in Sorrow, Vile Blight, these are for, say, that red deck, that mono red deck that's kind of goes under you. It's kind of tough to beat that deck, especially because we can't. Because blocking just sucks. Like, blocking is not really an option. Um, and Raider Spoils are for um, decks that don't have a lot of removal. I would bring these in over, say, the Horde Mate, maybe another card to start getting card advantage. But again, against the removal heavy decks, it's like I'd rather have a threat. I'd rather have a creature. But against decks like green decks, for example, that aren't going to remove your dudes, um, this is a good game. So this guy I threw in there just in case for Siege Rhino or whatever, but he kind of works poorly with Horde Chief. Um, so I just threw him in the sideboard because I happen to have one. I'm not sure I'm going to use him or not, but he's there. And I think sometimes they like take leftover art from other sets and like reuse it in the core set because tell me that's not an Innistrad art, right? Like That's Gavany. That's Gavany Township right there, right down there on the right. So anyway, all right, very cool. Let's get a couple games in, see what we can do.